Yeah, okay, so this is video 2.0. Let's take a look at problem one on the homework. Let's just do it together. So when you see negative exponents, sometimes they'll get rid of themselves. Like if you look at problem six, by the way, there are no parentheses around some of these, so I'm gonna have you fix this. But like if you look at problem six, would you guys all agree that we have to add 2 to both sides? And we get -5, but then would you also agree that we have to divide by -5? So in a case like problem six, it flips back, the logarithm flips back to being positive. But I want to look at problem one with you because it's going to happen to you again on like problem three, problem five, um, looks like problem 11. I think that might be maybe problem 8, I think. So anyways, this is what happens when you have a negative log. So on problem one, we don't have to do any prep work. We have log base 4 of x plus 10 equals -1. Yeah, my bad. So if I do the water cycle diagram, I have to do 4 to the power of -1. And I know I guess we're rusty. What is 4 to the -1? It is definitely 1/4. So you guys have to remember that when you take a number to a negative power, it doesn't make it become negative. Please remember, it makes it flip to a fraction, right? Negative exponents don't determine whether things are positive or negative. They determine their upside downiness, right? So if 4 to the -1 is 1/4, and I set 1/4 equal to x plus 10, and I know that fractions, unfortunately, are something that we struggle with. So let's just talk about the basic math. How could I get x by itself? I could just subtract 10 from both sides. So if I subtract 10, the math of it is this. It's 1/4 minus 10. So let's have a little like 5th grade fraction lesson real quick. I don't say that to be condescending. I just know it's the world we live in right now is we don't like these things. So how do you take a fraction and then take away a whole number? Yeah, you guys are all saying the right things in different ways. I got to make 10 into a fraction is what I'm hearing. So we know that 10, and I heard you saying this, we know that 10, if I wrote it as 10 over 1, well, that doesn't do me any good because it doesn't play nice with the other one. So I got to write it as 40 over 4. Again, don't just let your calculator do all the heavy lifting for you. It's okay to have some basic skills on your own. So if we do 1/4 minus 40/4, then we get x equals -39/4. So we can do that by ourselves. But just be aware that when the exponent is negative, it doesn't make, when you initially do that conversion, it doesn't make a negative number, it makes a fraction. Does that help a little bit? Okay. I'm going to leave this recording going and I'll just pause it. If there's any other problems you guys encounter and you ask about them, then I'll resume the recording so it's there. All right. Because I want to show you one more thing. I said I was going to do this and I actually just kind of spaced it. One thing about this worksheet is I was not able to control this. Sometimes this program has like a button where I can say, put arguments in parentheses or whatever. This one didn't give me any options. Number 3 is an example of how it looks a little weird. So if you want number 3 to look more like what you're used to, you could write number 3 like this, log base 7 of, I don't like it when it just says -2b like that. I don't like it just floating out in the open. What I would do if I were you is I would get in the habit of parenthesizing stuff like that. So you're not, it'll parenthesize, the computer parenthesizes if it's a sum or a difference, if it's got plus or minus, but if it's just a multiply, then it doesn't, and it kind of makes me a little nuts. So feel free to add those in problems 3, 4, 6, and 8. Good, good. Right. So we have, am I still, let me see if I'm still recording. Oh, I am. Good. So let's just finish going over this. So you said 1/49 equals -2b. Okay. And what are we going to do? Sí, tenemos que dividir los dos lados por -2. It would be -1/98. Yes. Because remember, when you divide by 2, that's really the same as taking a fraction and making its bottom twice as big. Yeah. You're welcome. Brady, you good?